The story of Jonah is not really about a whale. The whale is the moment people remember, but the real story is about a man wrestling with obedience, fear, and purpose. In the book of Jonah, God gives Jonah a very direct instruction. Go to the city of Nineveh and warn the people about the direction they're heading. It wasn't a vague calling. It wasn't a confusing assignment. It was clear. Go there. Speak the message. But Jonah does something very human. He runs. Scripture says he went down to the port and boarded a ship headed for Tarshish, which was essentially the opposite direction of Nineveh. Think about that for a moment. Jonah didn't just hesitate or ask for time. He actively moved away from what he was called to do. People often assume running from purpose feels dramatic, but most of the time it looks ordinary. It looks like distraction. It looks like choosing comfort over obedience. It looks like convincing yourself that another path might be easier, quieter, or safer. Jonah thought distance would solve the tension inside him. If he could just get far enough away, maybe the calling would fade. But purpose doesn't dissolve with distance. Soon after the ship leaves the harbor, a violent storm rises over the sea. The waves grow wild, and the sailors begin to panic. These were experienced seamen, people who had lived their lives on the water, yet this storm terrified them. Cargo is thrown overboard in desperation as they try to lighten the ship and survive. Meanwhile, Jonah is asleep in the lowest part of the boat. That detail is fascinating. While everyone else is fighting for survival, Jonah is asleep. Running from responsibility has a strange side effect. It can numb you. You can convince yourself everything is fine while chaos grows around you. Eventually, the sailors wake him and begin casting lots to determine why this disaster is happening. The lot falls to Jonah. The truth surfaces. Jonah admits he is running from God. Imagine the weight of that moment. A whole ship in danger because one man chose the wrong direction. Jonah tells them the storm will calm if they throw him into the sea. The sailors hesitate, but the storm grows worse. Finally, they release Jonah into the water, and immediately the sea becomes calm. Then comes the moment that has echoed through centuries. God prepares a great fish to swallow Jonah. Most people think of that fish as punishment, but the deeper truth is that it was protection. Without it, Jonah would have drowned. The fish was not there to destroy him. It was there to hold him long enough for transformation to happen. Inside that fish, Jonah experiences something he avoided on land: stillness. No ship to board, no direction to run, no crowd to blend into, just darkness, silence, and the presence of God. Scripture tells us Jonah remained there 3 days and 3 nights. Imagine the internal conversation happening during that time. When you remove every distraction from a person, truth starts getting louder. Inside the belly of that fish, Jonah finally prays. Not a quick prayer of panic, but a deep cry from someone who realizes running never solved anything. Sometimes life places people into their own version of Jonah's whale. It might not look like a fish in the ocean, but it can feel just as isolating. A season where progress stops. A season where plans collapse. A season where the direction you thought you were going suddenly disappears. Those moments feel like confinement, but often they are actually correction. The whale was a place of reflection, a place where Jonah's resistance was stripped away, a place where his perspective changed. God wasn't interested in punishing Jonah. He was interested in reshaping his heart so the message Jonah carried would come from humility instead of reluctance. After 3 days, the fish carries Jonah to dry land and releases him. Now notice something powerful. God speaks to Jonah again, and the instruction is exactly the same. Go to Nineveh. Purpose didn't disappear when Jonah ran from it. The assignment was still there waiting for him. This time, Jonah goes. The lesson here is deeper than a miracle story. It reveals something about how purpose works. Running might delay it. Fear might complicate it. Disobedience might create storms along the way. But when God places something on a person's life, it has a way of circling back until it is faced. Storms sometimes redirect us. Dark seasons sometimes refine us. And the places that feel like the end of the story are often where the turning point begins. Jonah thought he was sinking into the sea, but he was actually being carried toward the moment that would change him. And sometimes, the hardest seasons in life are not meant to destroy us. They are meant to bring us back to the path we were always meant to walk.